Audition is a Japanese horror classic, one of those films just about every non-Japanese J-horror fan has heard of, and they probably watched. And after getting into Japanese horror about a year ago, I finally decided to check it out. Now what are my thoughts on 1999's Audition? Let's talk about that. 7 years after the loss of his wife, a man gets convinced to remarry by his only son. Yeah, not just date, but straight up remarry. Like, this guy's main goal is finding a new wife, and he plans on proposing to her somewhere under an hour into the movie, and his love interest Asami is introduced around the first half hour. Anyway, he's a middle-aged filmmaker who wants a new wife, and Asami's a character who's not all there. Asami went through a lot of abuse after her parents' divorce. She ended up staying at her uncle's where she was beaten by her aunt. She'd go on to do ballet only to be sexually exploited and abused by the creepy ballet instructor, and eventually, after her aunt threw her down some stairs, she'd move in with her mom and stepfather, and he abused her too. She's been through a lot, and because of this, she lost it. She is definitely not all there in the head, and later on in the movie, after assuming all the main dude wanted was to have sex, she decided to drug and torture him. There were some parts I didn't fully understand, mainly towards the last half hour. So when Asami drugs the main dude, I don't remember his name, he passes out and hallucinates. We see the two of them on their first date, where the answers to one of his questions is different than it was originally. I have no idea why. We see her murder her ballet instructor, which, sure, he could have just been seeing that in his head, but it isn't unlikely for it to have happened at some point. We then see the main dude inside Asami's home, where we see what's inside her big moving bag. And it's her mutilated stepfather, who she feeds real vomit to, by the way. That was the actress's actual puke. I found it easy to look at because I didn't think it looked real, but yeah. And after the hallucinations, when Asami's defeated, I don't know if she died or not, so yeah. Aside from that stuff, the rest of the movie was pretty good. There's some scenes that linger for a bit, some in total silence, but other than that, I think the pacing was alright, the story was good, and for the most part, the characters were pretty good too. The only one that wasn't that great was the son. Main dude's son just didn't seem like a very good actor, especially when he was so calm and chill when he saw his dad missing a foot, had needles in his eyes, and was damn near missing his other foot. I know it's in Japanese, but I'll do my best to reenact his performance. Oh, do you want me to call for help? That kid's acting was bad. Typically, I don't comment on foreign acting because I feel like I can't fully tell if it's good or not, but here, it's very obvious that he's just a bad actor. Also worth mentioning, the effects weren't that bad. A lot of stuff is kept out of view, but what you do see combined with the sounds, I'm mainly talking about the foot scene, were really great. Maybe there wasn't as much blood as there should have been in the movie, but all in all, the effects were good. Now finally, before I give my rating, I should mention, though I do recommend this movie, I want to give those of you with assault triggers a heads up. There's some pretty uncomfortable scenes involving the child version of Asami and her creepy ballet teacher, including one where she's dancing for him and he's visibly getting off to it under his clothes. If that stuff's too much for you, maybe skip this one. I get why this alone would make it difficult for you to watch. In the end, I'd rate 1999's Audition a high 7 out of 10. It's a good movie. If you've seen this one, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Have a nice day.